Okay, Chapter 20, Part 3. We begin with another federal law that protects workers. This is the Family and Medical Leave Act, and basically it is meant to provide security for people on their jobs who have to be absent from their jobs because of an illness or someone in their family being ill, or for the birth or adoption of a child. Okay, so it allows employees to take time off from work for family or medical reasons, or in certain situations that arise from military service. It does not supersede any state or local law that provides more generous protections. Of course, in Georgia, we're not going to find that. So, in order to be covered, you have to work for an employer that has over 50 employees, and it requires that employer to provide you up to 12 weeks of this leave. Make sure you understand, this is very important, this is not paid leave. Okay, this is unpaid leave, and those are the conditions. Okay. An employee may take military caregiver leave to care for a family member with a serious injury, illness incurred for military duty. And this is what applies to the military, this last bullet here. Okay. The employer also has to continue to cover the health insurance of the employee if they were providing that previously. When they return to work, the worker has to get the same or an equivalent position upon their return. And nearly equivalent pay and benefits. And that applies unless they are key employees. So if the employer violates it, there could be damages, order of job reinstatement, or promotion if one had been denied. Another federal law that came into being in the mid-1970s is the Occupational Safety and Health Act. Congress recognized that many people were getting injured on the job unnecessarily, and that was a drain on resources of the government for people who then became on the government dole or on unemployment benefits or maybe Social Security disability, whatever it might be. So it's the fundamental federal law aimed at safety in the workplace. The agency, the Occupational Safety and Health Agency, has enormous powers, including powers of inspection and subpoena and those kinds of things. And so they've established safety standards that that employers have to follow depending upon the injury. Okay. The Act requires that the employers post certain notices in the workplace, maintain specific records, and submit reports. Employers with 11 or more employees are required to keep occupational injury and illness records for each employee. Whenever a work-related injury occurs, they have to report it to OSHA, and as I said, OSHA can make inspections. Employees can file complaints for violations, and they're protected from discharge for filing those violations. Okay. The next law is state workers' compensation laws. Okay, and we'll talk more about that in Part 4.